Whoever invented knock-knock jokes deserves a Nobel Prize. What's up, guys? As always, thanks for watching. Please hit that fucking subscribe button down below. Be entered in the giveaway I'm having. Yes, a giveaway. And now we're back with another Kingdom Come video. A fucking another one because this game just doesn't want to end. And it's getting more irritating, but at the same time I fucking love this shit and I can't get enough of it. Now this quest is Friend in Need, which I triggered by going to the tavern in Sasau, which half the game takes place in, and you see Matthew and Fritz walking around because, you know, they're not out looking for a job, they're just fucking getting drunk off of money that they pull out their ass apparently, and of course they ask Henry to find them a job and fix their problems because Henry, who's not the main hero of this game, is somehow the main hero of this game. Fucking A, Warhorse. So, before I go on a total 5-minute rant, let's just get right into this one, guys, okay? Thank you again for watching. Subscribe. Ugh. Shit, real quick, I forgot to mention, I was on my way to do the main quest, Poverty, Chastity, and Obedience, so I think you might have to be around that general vicinity of the game to trigger this bullshit.
Henry!
I'm glad to see you.
Matthew! Fritz! You're alive! Of course we're alive.
You can't get rid of us that easily.
I'm almost surprised how happy I am to see the pair of you are all right.
We are now, but we barely made it.
Yeah, it was hard. Fritz ran like a little girl.
Really?
Bollocks! Bloody Joker.
So that's what happened to you.
They gave me a pretty good thrashing as well. It was only in Ratai that I got back in my right mind.
You're not doing too well either, are you?
Right now, I'm a squire for Sir Radzig.
I see you've worked your way up.
And how are you two getting by?
It's shit.
You said it. We're still chopped off to bits. Owe the monastery a bundle. And there's no work here.
Not for anyone with more than half a brain, anyway.
No one's interested in two good carpenters in Sasau.
No one.
And we looked everywhere.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to know of anything?
It will really help us out right now.
Well, I can ask around, but I'm not promising anything.
Thanks, Henry.
We'll pay off the debt. Don't you worry.
And where would they hire you to?
Well, we were carpenters in the mines, so wherever they work with wood, I suppose. Forget about construction. After Skalitz, no one will be building for a long time. Just here in Sasau, and they don't want us here. The best chance we have is to work at a mill. People always have to eat. Ideally, we're looking for a job that pays a lot and doesn't require much work.
What other neighbours of ours made it?
Your hunker's in the monastery. That girl really helped us out. That's about all we know. When we ran for it, we helped Teresa, but who knows where she is now? We got separated.
I was the one who helped her get out of Skalitz. She lives with her uncle in a mill in Ratai.
I'm glad she survived. Since you know her so well, why not try asking her if she knows about any work?
Damn, Matthew looked like he's smoking that Chiba right there. Alright, so once you're done talking to those pricks, they send you cross-country to talk to Teresa, even though they know it's awkward as fuck for you because you guys boned once and haven't talked since, just so you can ask her to find them a job.
Matthew and Fritz send their regards.
They survived. My God, I'm glad. They helped me out a lot. And where did you see them?
In Sasau. I bumped into them in front of the tavern. Where else?
And how are they doing?
They're doing fine. The monks brought them back to health. But they don't have work, and they're in debt. You wouldn't happen to know of any jobs going for two lazy carpenters?
Not here. And I think it will be the same in all of Ratai. It's overcrowded with refugees and they're all looking for work.
That's bad. Those two need work badly. To keep them out of mischief. You know what they're like.
I do indeed. Try the mills in the smaller hamlets. The miller in Ledechko is old. Maybe he could use some strong hands.
I will. Thanks.
Alright, so after having the most awkward conversation of your young life with Teresa, you're going to make a day's travel to Ledaichko, to the mill there, and you're going to have to start off by talking to the maid, and then she'll tell you to talk to the miller, but he's nowhere to be found, so you got to wait a day for that.
Pretty long. Why'd you ask?
I heard there's a possibility of finding work here for two talented carpenters.
That depends on how talented they are.
I'd say they're talented enough.
We'll soon see. But go talk to the miller about it, all right?
Of course. Is the miller very strict?
The miller isn't, but his foreman doesn't give the workers anything for free, besides kicks and insults.
Well, hopefully that won't happen. They're good men.
I'll be happy if that's true. God bless.
Now, I'm pretty sure there's a treasure map at this mill. I could be wrong, because I already had it and I couldn't remember where I got it from. And also, I didn't mention, but it is in the title, that I'm going to show you all the outcomes except for one that I'll tell you how to do later on. I just didn't do it because I'm terrible at pickpocketing. Okie doke, so it's the next day, and Odd Thomas is in his kitchen trying to enjoy his breakfast. Fuck that. Slap that bowl right up out his hands and tell that motherfucker what is up.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
Is there any work here for carpenters?
I don't need any carpenters.
And that's the mission, guys. He doesn't need any carpenters, so fuck Matthew and Fritz because they're too lazy to come find a job themselves. Thanks for watching. J to the K, guys. You're just gonna have to go find Miller Oliver. Old Thomas doesn't really have any authority. I just wanted to slap a bowl of food out of his hands.
How are you?
Teresa, the millmaid, sent me. She said you could use some help.
Some extra pairs of hands would be useful. What do you have in mind?
My friends, two survivors of Skalitz, are looking for work.
And why should I take them?
They're experienced carpenters.
Why not? Carpenters would be helpful. There's a lot of work here at the mill, and I'm not as spry as I used to be. Thomas, my foreman, tries his best, but he ain't up to that kind of work. But they aren't idlers and drunks, are they? I only take in people who are willing to do hard, honest work.
I'm from Skalitz, and I know them both personally. They worked in the royal mines, and their master couldn't praise them highly enough.
In the Skalitz mines? That's skillful work. I'll be glad to talk to them. Tell them I'll give them a chance. We'll talk about pay and a roof over their heads when they get here.
Alright, so you found them work. That should be it, right? Nope. Gotta make a 3 days journey back to Sasau. They're still standing in the tavern to let them know that you found them work, only to be confronted with, you guessed it, another problem.
At your service, Sir Knight.
The monastery wants you to pay for treatment. That doesn't sound right.
Leave it be, Howl.
I won't. What happened?
We might have pummeled his face. But don't get involved, Henry. We'll settle it on our own.
Wait, who exactly did you pummel?
Well, he kept on bothering us and... in a nutshell, it was his fault and we're not going to talk about it anymore.
But couldn't there be a way to settle it? Maybe he'd let you off the...
There isn't.
Don't be a twat, Fritz. The two of you are up to your necks in shit, and you're gonna play tough instead of seeing sense.
Go to hell, Henry. You and Elias. You're one as bad as the other.
You're good for nothing, you wretch. I'm not the one who's jobless and almost dying of hunger.
Now you've done it.
Are you both really this fucking stupid?
Ow.
Stop it, both of you. I just wanted to help.
Come.
I just wanted to help. I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
I'd like you to teach me how to be better.
Are you pulling my pizzle?
The miller and Ledechko would be happy to meet you.
You really found work for us?
Of course. I couldn't bear to look at those sour faces of yours a moment longer.
Thanks, Henry. Only...
What?
the reward we talked about, well, we haven't got 2 groschen to rub together.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. You'll pay me when you have it.
That we will. Stop by and visit us in a week. We'll pay you back as soon as we get our first wage.
Alrighty guys, so I didn't even realize this was 2 separate quests. It's a friend in need, and then is a friend indeed. Fucking clever, Warhorse. So this is the second part of that, and we're gonna go to the monastery to solve Fritz's problem with Brother Elias, because apparently he started a fight with him when he was more than likely drunk. So let's go see what Brother Elias has to say about our good friend Fritz.
I heard you had a fight with Fritz and Matthew.
Heathens.
So it was you they fought with?
Yes, it was me. And I hope I'll never have to see those wastrels again.
They deserve to be ousted, but the debt? How are they ever going to pay it?
I really don't care. Let them live in penury. Brutes.
Isn't that a little unchristian? You wouldn't want personal spite to ruin their lives, would you?
Well, those were just idle threats, really. If they come and apologize, there's always a possibility of forgiveness.
I don't know about you guys, but Henry in my game like permanently has herpes on his lip, and Fritz in this is even more mangy
About your
looking
brawl
than
with Elias.
Henry looks with that
Your
shit all
dad's
over his
friends
face.
settled the matter.
You're serious?
Absolutely. All you have to do is go to him and promise you'll pay the debt somehow.
We won't forget this. On my honor. And I'm really sorry about that fight. I was just going out of my mind.
Okay, guys, this is the first outcome in Is a Friend Indeed, where you just negotiate peace. This section is going to be relatively long because I'm going to include all the dialogue after this point. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to skip these first two conversations I have and then just get to the outcomes.
Good God, you look terrible. Did someone attack you?
How do you like it at the mill, Fritz? It's got to be better than the mines.
It's worse here than at Skalitz. There you could disappear without anyone noticing. But here...
But why would you want to disappear? Nimoy isn't here.
No, he's not. But the local foreman is an even bigger ass.
I'm not sure that's possible.
You better believe it. I'd like to pay him back for everything and drown him in the river.
Drown him? What's he done to you?
It was the first or the second day here. We had a disagreement and I told him off. And then, all of a sudden, we're fighting and that fucker just throws me in the river. I nearly drowned.
Well, how did you get out? I thought you couldn't swim.
I can't. They pulled me out. I was up to my waist in water.
I see. Well, I'd be pretty fucking angry too. So you want to pay him back?
Exactly. I don't give a shit about anything around here, but that bastard's in need of a good trouncing.
I spoke with him briefly and he doesn't seem so horrible.
Then you ought to try working with him. He's a sneaky bastard. And arrogant. You should see how he puffs himself up when he's off to play dice with Lawrence.
Who's Lawrence? Another mill hand?
Aye, but at the neighbouring mill. They call him the Wren. Damned if I know why. Thomas goes there to play dice with him.
What about the others at the mill? Are they awful as well?
The miller's an old fool. He believes every word that comes out of Thomas's mouth. It's hopeless. And then there's the miller's daughter. She's a pretty lass, and kind with it. And what can she do? Nothing. Not that it stops Matthew gonna see her. But it's Thomas who's the root of the problem.
Do you think he's jealous? Is she a sweetheart?
He might make puppy dog eyes at her, but most of the time he just struts about like a peacock. I really don't think she's the problem.
And what do you want to do about it? Do you think you can come to an agreement?
No fucking chance. Matthew hopes so because he likes it here. It's true the work's better than the mines, but the pay's worse.
So how do you plan on dealing with it? Leaving?
Perhaps. But first, I want to give Thomas a proper trouncing. I mean a real thrashing.
And you think that will help?
Maybe. Maybe it'll knock some sense into that fat head of his. Or he'll be too frightened to mess with me.
That might help.
So why don't you arrange a fight with him? If we win, he'll leave us alone. Oh, we could...
What?
We could lure him off someplace far away and then wait for him. Maybe to play dice with Lawrence. He would have to go through the dark woods.
I'll think about it. want to get better at fist fighting.
Certain.
Well,
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
I've heard you don't have it easy here.
So you spoke to Fritz then? I bet that wasn't quite how he put it.
No, not quite. Apart from Thomas's name, the rest was mostly swear words.
I can imagine. I've been hearing the same from him all week. The foreman here is a pain in the arse. He's trying either to wear us to the bone or force us to leave.
Always forcing you to work, is he?
If only. That wouldn't be so awful. But nothing we do is good enough for him. There's always some reason for him to yell at us.
I can imagine.
You know what it's like. We do too little, and it takes us too long, and what we eat's worth more than the work we've done, and it's no fun listening to that sort of shit day after day.
And the miller won't stick up for you. I would have thought all the yelling would drive him mad.
Not really. He trusts that loudmouth bastard more than us. He's got us down for a pair of parasites.
I see.
What's so stupid is the mill really needs us. They haven't had any hands here for quite a while, and the mill needs a lot of fixing. But with them around, we can't even get to work.
And you definitely don't... You don't ever provoke him?
I've already told you once, he's an arsehole. I'd say there's nothing we can do about it. If he wants to yell at us, he'll yell at us.
Have you tried talking with him?
What do you think? But that just sets him off. He starts saying we're practically bandits, and what he's going to do about it. That gets Fritz going, and he starts yelling too, and...
I'd never have guessed he's like that.
Well, get a job here as a hand, and you'll soon see.
And what does he do during the day? Does he work with you?
Good one. He keeps his eye on everything, but his hand only touches the saw when the miller shows up, which isn't that surprising.
Why?
The last time he did anything, he almost took his thumb off with a chisel. I wouldn't put an axe in those paws of his either.
So, he's clumsy and arrogant. That's what you said about your last master, that Nimoy.
Aye, but at least you could sneak away from old Nimoy for a bit. No chance of that around here.
And what do you want to do about it? Just run away?
Actually, I'd like to stay here, at least for a bit. I never would have thought I'd like working in a mill, but not with him around. It's unbearable, and there's no one I can complain to. But you could.
Me? Do you think they'll listen to me?
They did once already, didn't they? They hired us because of you. You could have another word with them.
Back then, making promises was enough. Now, it will be worse.
You can forget about the miller. It's Thomas you need to convince. The miller takes his opinion seriously. So, will you do it for us? Again?
Fine. I'll try and talk to him.
I'm glad. But try not to get on his wrong side. You won't get anywhere with him then.
I'll keep that in mind.
Jesus, what is it?
Damn!
Jesus, look where you're going.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Lawrence from Bodine sends word that he has some time at night and some groschen.
Lawrence from Budin. The Wren. You had dealings with the miller Peshek.
Ah, you have it all mixed up. Peshek is from the Ratai Mill.
You're right. I do have it mixed up. And Lawrence, you say?
Ah, the Wren, of course.
Ah, I must have misheard you. Yes, I'll definitely stop by.
So what do you think about the workers I brought you?
If I hadn't put in a good word for them, the miller would have thrown them out by now.
I heard them say something else.
So they're complaining, are they? I provide for them, and all they do is slack off.
Isn't it the miller who provides for them?
He can't manage the work anymore. If it weren't for me, there'd be nothing left standing around here.
But you need the help anyway, and they're pretty handy.
Maybe, but they're in no danger of overworking themselves. They act like they're too good for the mill, and I saw them eyeing up Jane.
Nothing strange about that. She's a pretty girl, and she's of an age to marry.
It's not marriage they've got on their minds. They'd have their way with her, then before her belly started to grow, they'd have run for the hills.
Look, we can reach an agreement. You need the mill fixed, they need the money. If they have peace to do their work, they'll be able to finish it faster.
But...
And then they'll take their groschen and leave. The mines will open again, and the faster they get their money, the quicker they'll be gone.
But do you really think I can trust them to do it? Will they do their work and leave? And leave Jane alone in the meantime?
Of course. They're not interested in the mill. They just need the coin to pay their debts. Once they've got enough, they'll have no reason to stay here.
I never thought we could sort it out this way.
I've known them for a long time, and you can rely on them when it comes to this. Everybody will be better off.
All right. If they keep their part of the bargain, I'll even give them a few extra groschen. But woe betide them if they don't. You can tell them that.
Hey! It took some doing, but I made a deal with him.
I'm glad to hear it. So we can stay here? He'll leave us be?
He'll leave you alone, but there are conditions. Once you finish your job, you'll vanish from here. But you'll get an extra groschen or two for your troubles.
And that's it? I thought... Never mind.
Oh, and you're to stop dallying with the miller's daughter. Keep on mucking about with her and you'll muck things up for yourselves.
The fucking bastard. He can go fuck himself. He'd better give us enough groschen to make it worth it. But I suppose I should thank you. You may have bought us some peace and quiet, and that's better than nothing. Here's something for your help.
Tempered as a rabid dog, and twice as stupid.
What?
I heard you treat the new workers like shit and don't listen to anyone except yourself.
It's their fault. They're good-for-nothing slackers, and you watch your tongue or you'll get it in the mouth, too.
Well, they weren't lying. Your old talk. Do you really want to try your luck?
One more word, and you'll see.
We need to pick a place for the fight that isn't too public.
That's one thing we can agree about.
You have any idea where we could do it?
There's a place to the north of Ledichko we can go to after sunset. We won't be seen there, and most of the time it's empty.
Good. Above Ledechko, then, at dusk.
Fine. And who will I be giving a pasting to?
Take your pick. There'll be 3 of us, and you can bring 2 of your friends as well, so there'll be more than enough to go around.
Why not? Do we have a deal then? No trying to get out of it later on.
Agreed.
Alright, so I kind of missed some of the conversation with Thomas, but there's options that say provoke next to it, and you just pick those until eventually you come to the agreement that you're going to meet up and fight, and then you skip time to later that night and talk to Fritz, and then you follow Fritz into the woods, and you meet on some sketchy hill, and you beat the shit out of everyone.
2 men, and the 3 of them will wait for us on the hill near Ledechko.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was too much of a coward.
So, how are we going to do it? Should we just meet there?
No. Come and see me towards evening, and then we'll go. Oh, and perhaps you should let Matthew know, since you were the one who set it up.
My God, what happened?
All right, I'm here. Let's do it.
So let's go.
Also, you don't have to follow Fritz. You can just pull up your map, and where the meeting place is marked on the map. And don't do what I did. I tried to tackle Fritz on the way there. I didn't think it would actually work. And then he just ran away from me. But like I said, it's marked on the map. And once I got there, I was able to trigger the cutscene anyways.
Nice to see such a good turnout. The more the merrier.
Arsehole. You won't think it's so funny in a minute.
I think you're fucking hilarious.
Enough horseshit. I didn't come here for a chat.
Just as well. You're not much of a conversationalist.
Are we gonna get on with this anytime soon?
Let's do it, Dopici!
Alright guys, so that's 2 out of 4 possible outcomes. I'm going to skip through the fighting right here and get on to the 3rd outcome. And like I said before, I didn't do the 4th one, but I will tell you how to do it. It's actually probably the fastest one, honestly.
That's that then.
Do you think it will be enough?
He definitely looked like he'd had enough.
True. He'll either stop or make life hell on earth for us.
So, anything else you need from me?
No. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, no problem. What are friends for?
You forgot something.
Of course. You're right. Here's something on the side, Henry.
Ah, there's no need for that. I did it out of friendship. You can spend the coin on drinks at the tavern.
Thanks. You're a real friend.
We really are in your debt now.
Lawrence from Bodine sends word that he has some time at night and some groschen.
Lawrence from Budin. The Wren. You had dealings with the Miller Peshek.
Ah, you have it all mixed up. Peshek is from the Ratai mill.
You're right. I do have it mixed up. And Lawrence, you say?
Ah, the Wren, of course.
Ah, I must have misheard you. Yes, I'll definitely stop by.
Now I was about to pickpocket Thomas right here before he started having a seizure, which it was just absolutely beautiful. But if you pickpocket him, you will find a red scarf on him, and if you show that scarf to the millmaid, I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff happens, and then you end up actually scaring Thomas away from the mill, which results in completing the quest that way as well. But because it's almost impossible to pickpocket, for me at least, uh, I didn't even attempt to do that one. Just fast forward to night and go talk to Fritz, and that'll trigger the cutscene for this last outcome here. I'm gonna let that play out after this. Just want to say thanks for watching, guys. Please like this, subscribe to be entered in the giveaway I'm doing. If there's anything I missed or you would like to see me do, drop a comment below, guys. Again, thank you. Have a good night.
I am at your service, Sir Knight.
I talked him into going to play dice. All we have to do is lie in wait for him.
I can't wait to see that stupid look on his face when we're alone in the woods. Are you sure he brought it, though?
I'm sure. He doesn't have the slightest idea what's waiting for him.
Good, good. So in the evening you'll come and see me.
What now?
Could you tell Matthew about it? After all, you're the one who set it all up. I think you'll be better explaining to him there is no other choice.
How did it go?
No.
Well,
oh,
come on.
All right, I'm here. Let's do it.
So let's go.
Hey.
You what? Get the shit beaten out of you again?
Bastards!
Maybe. But remember, from now on, that mill's gonna be as peaceful as a cloister on Easter Sunday.
That's that then.
Do you think it will be enough?
He definitely looked like he'd had enough.
True. He'll either stop or make life hell on earth for us.
So, anything else you need from me?
No. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, no problem. What are friends for?
You forgot something.
Of course. You're right. Here's something on the side, Henry.
Ah, there's no need for that. I did it out of friendship. You can spend the coin on drinks at the tavern.
Thanks. You're a real friend.
We really are in your debt now.